Welcome to this edition of the Wonderbury podcast.
I'm Brian.
I'm Dave.
And you can find us online at Wonderbury.com.
I am D. Wonderly on Twitter.
Or I'm Brian Keysbury, anywhere the internet can be found.
You can leave us a message on our website. Check for the link in the description.
Yes. And new this week is you can leave us a rating and a review on the site called PodChaser. It's a new service. It's still in beta. It just launched in the beta, so you need a key. You need a beta key to get signed up. Because you guys are awesome, your beta key will be Wonderbury. It's a, I don't know yet. It's supposed to be like a recommendation service. But you can also listen to podcasts directly on the site. So I haven't figured out how the recommendations works yet. But still,
it's actually a kind of a new and exciting service that we're pretty proud and pretty happy to be asked to be a part of for the beta test.
Yeah, they only picked a handful
really cool.
Full of people to be in the beta launch, and we got to be one of those. So we're excited.
So support us. Sign up over there. There's also details on Wonderbury.com. We have a post dedicated for that. So check for the details there and give us upvotes and help us out, guys. We really like to see the with this group kind of take off a little bit.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, we're staying pretty high on the charts. We've been consistently above Joe Rogan the times that I've checked to see on the charts, which is
we're
pretty
charting
cool.
higher than Joe Rogan. I will take it.
Yeah, right. Like that seems to be like the industry standard for podcasts. So if we're rated higher than what he is, that's amazing. And really, it would take, I think, if 20 of you guys, if 20 of you guys would leave us a rating and a review, or just a rating, just leave us a rating.
Yeah, don't have to type anything. Just leave us a star rating.
Yeah,
it doesn't take long to do, and it would really help us out.
Push us right to the top of the chart.
Oh yeah.
We've been hovering in like the 20s. I didn't check today, so I don't know where we're at. Why don't you talk a second, Dave? Let me look. I'll give you a live-ish update.
So, as a bunch of you noticed, not last week, but the week before, we took a week off. I had made an announcement on the Facebook page that Brian was involved in a traffic altercation with another vehicle. And
hey, I almost altercated with the
guy. Yeah, Brian's car got totaled. So we had recorded the podcast for that week already. It was still in the not yet processed phase on his laptop, which got fairly smashed up in the accident. So while Brian was trying to deal with all of that, we decided to go ahead and just take that week off. We used that podcast for this last week. And now we're back to our normal weekly schedule. So we apologize for all of that. Brian and his family all came out without medical problems, which is amazingly good. So it's
maybe not yet.
Huh?
But maybe not yet.
Well, there's still the other issues. Yeah, well, you're gonna be sore after a car accident. Kind of what happens. I'm talking about major medical issues. One was rushed to a hospital. No broken bones. None of the major things. There's going to be some whiplash sore when you get rear-ended that hard.
Oh yeah.
But we're very, very thankful that they came away relatively uninjured, at least injured bad. But we're back now on our regular rotation for for podcasting, and we do appreciate all the well wishes that we did receive out, and the understanding, and no one complained that we skipped a week of a podcast for that, which is good.
Yep.
That being said, we're back on schedule, so
Which
this is coming out a few days before it releases, so we're good on that one now.
Well, we're currently not in the top 28, and it doesn't want to load anything after that.
So yes, we could use you guys' help.
Yeah.
Get us back up to where we're trending again in that.
Yeah, and you can go in, you can rate all the episodes as well. So if it, which that would probably help us more. Then because we still don't know what we're doing, really. We pretty much wing it every time. So if an episode's good, like if you're like, oh, that was the best thing they ever did, and all the rest of it was crap, you can tell us that directly on like what episode was the best, and we'll be able to see it, and
we'll be able to see, and we can go in and kind of dissect the episode and figure out what worked and what didn't, and this is an ever evolving system that we're both loving right now.
Yeah,
we're just having fun, and we hope that all you guys are having fun with it. That's kind of our big thing that we want to do, is make sure that everyone is having fun, everyone's enjoying life.
Yeah. Plus, if there's stuff that you want to see, want to hear, I know I have a request from a listener to do like a technology recommendation show, like do an episode on that, like things, like must-have things.
Yeah.
And things, I think he said, like things that we've tried that you just absolutely should avoid.
We should
touched on one at the very end of the last episode, I believe.
Which was
the Wi-Fi connected vibrator with a camera built in. I'm gonna label that a do not buy.
Yeah, I think that falls into the why, oh God, why category.
But if you do, please feel free to contact us and give us a personal review.
Yeah, I got a new toy this last week too.
Did you?
I got this little guy. This is the LG 360 camera.
Oh.
It takes stills in 4K. It takes videos in 2K, I believe. So it's been a very interesting thing to play with for the last week and a half or so. I'm been doing a lot more playing with. I'm still figuring out the proper way to edit and setting up and figuring out all the stuff with the app and kind of learning to use it still. But stay tuned for a lot of 360 pictures and some 360 videos to be coming out. Keep an eye on our YouTube channel. Those will be in a 360 section as I'm doing certain things. We're having a Father's Day bash on Sunday over here, so I'm sure that I will have the 360 camera out quite a bit during that whole thing, and put together some sort of a mashup and figure this stuff out. It's a really cool. It's been really awesome so far. The stills have been absolutely beautiful and wonderful at it. The video, like I said, I'm still trying to figure out. I haven't figured out, there was a stitching issue, but I don't know if that's just a Windows not knowing how to read 360 or what was going on.
Yeah.
So I gotta figure out what's going on with that, and if I've got some settings messed up in the app, because it's got an app that controls it and stuff. So, but it's been fun to play with so far, and yeah, I can't wait to see what else we can create from going full 360. We've talked about wanting to do more 360 stuff, and I finally got us a camera that we can do that with.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm going to be getting my stuff out next weekend, so we'll have to do a little drive.
Yeah, we're going to have to do some driving here at some point.
Yeah.
Mom's health is still up and down, so we've been taking care of her. I don't want to travel out too far. But, no, it'll be good. It'll be a lot of fun. I think.
So,
yes?
about that, the WWDC.
You know, there was some interesting things to it. A lot of it was it was fun to watch. It was a little interesting. It didn't mean as much to me as it might mean to some because I'm not a Mac guy.
Yeah.
But there were a couple of highlights that I wanted to kind of talk about so for those that don't know, Apple does the Worldwide Developer Conference every year, much like the Google I/O that we did
that we fanboyed
3
over
weeks ago, that we completely fanboyed over. So, in an honest effort, because I know that lots of people like Apple, I will try to do the WWDC some justice. One of the biggest things that came out is the Apple HomePod. There has been a lot of speculation lately over a Siri-based competitor to the Amazon Echo and the Google Home. And Apple kind of went there and took it one step further, I guess, because they're also trying to go up against the Sonos home theater speaker type stuff too.
Yeah.
It looks real interesting. I'm not sure I'm sold on the concept fully, but it uses special awareness to tune and better fill a room with sound based on the space, so it will actually kind of hear itself to kind of generate the sound better to fit the room that you're in, which is actually kind of cool. That it has the ability to kind of not be overpowering even if the volume is off. You know, like you get the volume set correctly, but the speaker can still be directional or overpowering based upon where it's at. So it has an algorithm built in to help generate the music higher on one end, lower on another, or whatever, to give you that more surround feel no matter where in the room the speaker is at.
Yeah.
You'll be able to stream. It'll work with Apple Music to stream music. They did not announce that it would work with any other music service. How do I put this nicely? That's very Apple-esque in a list of features of stuff that it will work with. I'll put it that way and leave it alone. But as far as I understand it, right now, if you're, it will not work with Spotify. It'll be available 2 colors, black and white. It will integrate Siri in, kind of like the way the Echo and the Home. You can have it control smart objects throughout your house. You can ask it like weather and news and all that fun stuff. It plans on shipping this December. And it will come in at a great low price tag of $349 a year.
Yeah. Also, it has 7 tweeters, 6 microphones, and 1 4-inch woofer. I'm still puzzled at how you can create a lot of bass sound out of a 4-inch woofer. My amp that was smashed, sadly, had a 15-inch woofer. And although, it was a bass amp, it was pretty bassy, it could still have punched your chest more. I have another amp that has an 18-inch speaker in it. And if I play and I use that, then you feel it about as much as you hear it. And it will literally make your bowels shake. Which is what bass is supposed to do. It's supposed to be that low end sound. It's supposed to make you feel it.
It can be done though, because the Bose 601 and 901s have really, really decent bass, and they set off a 4-inch woofer.
They sound bassy, but they're not. There's a huge difference.
Yes, but when you're listening for a home person,
yeah,
I'm not sure if they would notice the difference between sounding bassy and feeling bassy. Other than when you feel a bass, you really feel it. You know, when I watch Star Trek with my woofer on, my floor shakes.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
There's an album. So listen to an album called Brothers in Arms by the band Dire Straits. It's a popular industry reference album because there's a lot of instruments in it. And actually, I just read on Reddit today that Bohemian Rhapsody also has full range of all instruments and vocals possible. So one song has a full range of things. So if you listen to that through an audio system and everything comes through crisp and clear, and you can hear every note crisp and clear, it's a good audio system. If things sound kind of muddy, especially if there's multiple instruments playing at a time, then it's not that good of an audio system.
Yeah.
My usual thing for headphones is to tell how good headphones are. I will listen to a recording of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, the fourth movement of that. And I have a 70s version that the London Symphony Orchestra recorded, and it's kind of the same thing. It has a full range of instruments and sounds, but it's also, because of it being an orchestra and how orchestras are set up, you've got stuff all the way to each side of you. So a good recording of that, you should be able to sit with headphones on, close your eyes, and be able to see where each instrument is. You should be able to tell, the oboes are here, clarinets are here, here's the violins, cellos, here's the timpani. You'll hear it and you'll know where it is, because the spatial sound and the clearness of the headphones will come through with a good recording like that.
Yeah.
So I will be really interested to hear, and that's, I've wanted to do that with some of these sound bars and the Sonos speaker as well. I wanted to place let's do that and just sit and listen with my eyes closed and see if I can do that with those systems. I did that with a Bose X1, which is it's like a 6-foot tall tower of speakers. It's maybe 6 inches wide. It's just an amazing device. Dude, the sound reproduction out of that thing was just mind-numbing. So good. And then when I did that, I was in an acoustically treated room that had a pillar in the center of it, and you could walk around the pillar.
Oh, that's cool.
So you would the speaker was in one side of the room, and you could walk on the other side of the speaker, like on the other side of the pillar, so the pillar's in between you and the speaker, and it would still sound the same. Like it.
Yeah.
I was just so blown away. I'm like,
yeah, the algorithms that they toss into those is just phenomenal, and I think that's what Apple is trying to pull off in a more affordable package.
Yeah, because like that X1 thing,
350 is a little high for me for a first gen smart device, but if the speakers are good for it, then if you're an Apple user, this would be very, very exciting, because I've heard the music that comes out of Google Home and the Amazon Echo, and it doesn't sound very good. It just sounds like a hopped up speakerphone for your phone.
Yeah.
So it's not the best, but that's not what they're not exactly going after those people. That's why they, for example, Google, that's why they integrate into the Chromecast. You get the Chromecast audio or into a Chromecast through your television and through your home theater system, and that's intentional so that you're not utilizing it as a music speaker.
Yeah. And that's
so it's going to be very interesting to see what Apple does with that. It looks intriguing. There was a couple new iMacs, a couple new MacBooks announced.
Oh, hold on. I had the wrong letter. It's the Bose L1, not the X1.
The L1. Okay.
L1. Well, I'll throw up a link in the description.
All right, cool. iOS 11 is coming out. We've got some interesting things that I noticed in here. One of the things they're doing is they're obviously improving Siri. That will continue to be improved with every release. They have an automatic do not disturb driving mode, where I guess the phone can automatically or will automatically, I don't know if this is a turn-offable thing or not, but it will automatically detect when you're driving, and it'll set everything to do not disturb so that you don't get messages or any of that, and it can include an automatic send back if someone sends you a message that'll let them know, I'm driving right now, I will contact you later, etc., etc. Very interesting idea, I guess. I'm not sure how it will implement for an automatic, whether or not you're a driver or a passenger.
Oh, hopefully I remember having that on my G1.
Yeah.
It wasn't, I don't think it was automatic. I think it was a manual. Like you opened the app and then it would do that stuff for you.
This is, it had pretty much said that it will have an automatic switchover. So I don't know if you can turn that automatic switchover on and off or not, but they were advertising as an automatic do not disturb.
They're going to have to for passengers.
You would think so. I think they're trying to get ahead of... So there's been some rumblings and some talks in Congress if they could actually manage to accomplish anything that might happen. Anyway, I digress. There's some talk in Congress about requiring for drivers to have a do not disturb system to keep people from driving and utilizing their system. So that may end up moving into, and that's one big thing that they're worried about and they're trying to figure out, is how do you differentiate a passenger and a driver? Do you just require that they completely shut off services if you're going over a certain speed, no matter what? And that way the drivers can't? Or what's going to happen with that? I honestly do not know where they're planning on going with that, but that I know that's been talked about and debated ad nauseum. Looks like Apple is trying to figure out a way to start integrating that in. iMessages is getting a couple of updates. It now lives completely in the iCloud, which means you can automatically, you don't have to turn on sync or do anything special. All of your devices can all access your iMessages across your iPads, your iPhones, your iMacs, your MacBooks, everything. So it'll all live within the iCloud. You can access your iMessages through the iCloud. But they've also added a pay and receive payment from contacts through the iCloud. So no more pen pal or Venmo. You can just send your iMessage recipients payments directly. I've long said that if there is one app that I want for the Android more than anything else on the planet Earth, it would be iMessage. I will continue to say that, and continue to say that, and continue to say it. And it will never happen.
Yep. We do have Apple Music, though, don't we?
I don't know. I've never checked. That's a good question. I've never had a reason to check to see if I've got Apple Music or not. I should probably do that at some. iOS
check.
11 for tablet now allows for multitasking. Apple Pencil came with a couple of updates with deeper handwriting recognition as well as a much slower latency. So it's a lot faster to read. I don't know a whole lot about the Apple Pencil. Maybe one of our Apple people will know what all it can do and what all it can't do. I remember reading a little bit about the Apple Pencil and liked the idea. Hated the fact of how the latency was just abysmal. New iPad, 10.5-inch iPad Pro. Getting bigger. Yeah.
So
20% larger.
We can install Apple Music.
Nice.
Yeah.
One thing that I found very interesting was ArtKit. So Apple allows developers to make more immersive apps with ArtKit. So ArtKit is to help and allow developers to build augmented reality apps. It can help find places, track motion, estimate scale, and ambient lighting. Popular apps can also use ArtKit for improved real-time renders, so like Pokemon Go or other ones for real-time renders that way. So what it will do is, instead of requiring external hardware, like the HoloLens from Microsoft or whatever, it will be able to push that into a device that most people already have. They're trying to bring a deeper augmented reality into your iPad, your iPhone, etc., which is kind of interesting. It looks very kind of exciting. The ideas being kind of starting to dip more into the AR, the augmented reality, as well as the VR stuff.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's kind of a cool step forward in bringing AR to developers in a much easier pill to swallow way, which is kind of cool. Don't know what all more it will do. They don't have really a whole lot. I didn't kind of dive deep into that. I wanted to, but I didn't have time. So we'll have to see that. But that's something I will probably keep an eye on as time goes on. I really want to keep an eye on ArtKit and see where that goes.
Yeah, especially with having a 360 camera, it might get interesting to see what you can do to try and team the two things up.
WatchOS 4, new Siri watch face, fitness coaching, an app browsing UI, so they've upgraded their watch a little bit. And finally, the new Mac OS is named High Sierra. It comes with updates to Safari, so it'll help block site trackers and auto-playing videos, which means they're caught up to Chrome 3 years ago. Apple's also added new photo editing tools like curves. So if you don't have Photoshop, it's a better way to help kind of edit your photos built in. They're updating the file management system of it, so they can speed up directory cloning. It's got native encryption. There's a second version of Metal, which I have no clue what that means, but there's a developer kit you can order. You can tune the AMD GPU for external graphics, and it will be coming with support for VR. So VR is coming to Mac OS finally, which is nice. And that is kind of the WWDC in a nutshell.
So maybe I will end up getting a Mac.
I've thought about it several times. Like when I bought the desktop that I have now, I debated getting a Mac for almost a month. There are a few reasons why I decided against getting a Mac. But I came very, very close several times to getting it.
Yeah. I keep debating. I would like to get a MacBook Pro. My other option is an Asus ZenBook Pro. Or Samsung Chromebook Pro. I like the idea of just dropping Windows, but it's going to be hard because I rely so much on Reaper to do all my audio editing.
Doesn't Reaper have?
No.
Don't they have they're not on Mac.
Yes, they are on Mac. That's why that's still an option. And I know the video editing on a Mac is better than probably anything. Although I think there was an MSI and the Acer ZenBook, I think were right at around the same level.
It all depends on the hardware. The nice thing about MacBooks is that everything is designed to work with one particular piece of hardware, so it doesn't fall into the Windows set where it has to support across the board.
Yeah.
But to say one is it's better because it's a Mac, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure how that'll work. I think there's plenty of issues and there's plenty of non-issues with Mac. For audio, video, they all use the same program. They can all use, unless you want to use GarageBand or other Mac only, they use the same programs that you can use over on Windows. You got a good enough processor, a good enough GPU, and enough RAM, you're not going to notice the difference.
Right. That's part of why I keep wanting to lean to the Asus, is that I've had good luck with their products before. I had the Transformer Prime. That was a beautiful tablet. The Nexus 7s
I think
were both.
To me, what in the end, what kept me off, because I knew that I was switching over to another ecosystem from the Linux ecosystem. What it came down to was, at the same time that I was going into PC or getting a new PC, I was also facing the end of life with my console for gaming. Yeah. And once I decided that I was going to switch my gaming to PC gaming instead of console gaming, that answered my questions about Windows very quickly.
See, and I've gone a little different way because I went with the Shield as my console, air quotes. But I'm not a hardcore gamer. I
play a lot of games with a lot of friends. I wouldn't consider myself hardcore, but I'm more than just passing casual.
Yeah. I keep finding myself playing Minecraft Pocket Edition. So here's the thing. If any listeners play the Pocket Edition of Minecraft, I have a realm set up, and you shoot me your Xbox Live.
That would be fun. A community realm.
What is that called? What's the thing called? Gamer tag?
Yep, Xbox gamer tag.
Okay, yeah. Email Brian at Wonderbury your Xbox gamer tag, and I'll add you to the realm. Come in and see what I've built so far. I mostly just play by myself.
Well, until we end up getting the time where we can record for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Run me through some paces.
I built some amazing stuff. I'm excited, Dave. We need to get you a date set so we can sit down and play for a bit.
Yeah, we just need to set a date and do it.
Yeah.
But that'll be a good discussion for the post show, because we're kind of over and out of time for today.
Cool.
So
yeah.
Any parting comments?
I don't know. If somebody wants to donate a crazy powerful laptop so I can work on more of the videos, that would be amazing.
Yeah, we're Brian needs a replacement. His laptop kind of shattered. I set him kind of a replacement desktop for a bit, but
yeah,
it's not going to replace what he's got.
It's working, but it's not portable per se.
Exactly. So, thank you guys for watching this week.
Until
next week.
Hopefully, we don't wreck any more episodes.
Good night, guys.